When master hitmen seem to go wrong, when they're going to be caught, is that the contract becomes too personal to them.
They operate in a secret world of which we know very, very little. That is a world of shadows where many different forces and powers are coming together.
The three general reasons why someone might be a victim of a hitman or have a contract put out on them are the same reasons why most crimes are committed: money, love, power.
Agent 47 would be a master hitman. Now, why is that? Well, firstly, master hitmen in my research were those people who tended not to be caught. They would come into a community, effect the contract, they'd kill the person that they were hired to kill, and then they would exit from the community. Now, that's important in police terms because it means there's very little local intelligence that can be used to build up a case as to who might have been the person who carried out the contract. The second thing is that master hitmen are incredibly forensically aware, to the extent that they will often leave the gun that they use to effect the hit at the site where the hit was executed.
So they're going to be very careful about tracking a victim. Of course, they're going to do a lot of casing out the victim in their home and their place of business and where the hit is going to take place. So they're going to be very careful about not being noticed. They're going to be careful about what kind of cars they drive, what license plates might be on those cars, and they're going to be careful about video.
The amount of technology available in the surrounding area, from dash cams, law enforcement officers, taxis, people with handheld cameras, there's just so much technology in those urban areas that there's going to be a footprint somehow. A trained contract killer would have to be very, very aware of that.
They're going to be careful about not being seen before the event and not leaving any physical evidence behind. Picking up any shells that might be there, making sure that the gun that was used, if it was a gun, cannot be traced back to them. Things like that.
There is a high level of corruption that actually offers and provides cover to the hitmen as well as the people who are contracting them. One example that comes to mind is the Russian spy of the KGB made really strong accusations against President Putin and had to leave the country and found political asylum in London. And at one point he died because he was poisoned with a very radioactive drug. And that created actually a very strong diplomatic problem between the UK and Russia, because the killer, that hitman, is actually now a politician, a member of the Duma, and so he cannot even be prosecuted because he enjoys immunity. It goes to the highest levels of international politics in some cases.
Law enforcement has an enormous problem making an arrest in a professional contract killing, and the way they do it is they're going to have to get a snitch. They're going to have to get a cooperating witness.
Either somebody gives them up, they get caught in a sting operation, there might be some testimony against them, there may be some forensic evidence that ties them to a crime scene, maybe they got sloppy. And if that's the case, that may lead investigators right to their doorsteps.
How did Kuklinski get caught? The way they got him ultimately is the use of an undercover agent who went to Kuklinski, was tape recording everything, he was wired up, and he asked Kuklinski to get him guns that he was going to sell to the IRA, and Kuklinski went along with it.
The strangest story that I came across was the one-hit woman who was called T. Rangamaria Ngaramu, and she was a New Zealander, a Kiwi, who was living in London, who was commissioned to effect a hit for £8,000. She dressed as a man when she committed the hit, and she committed the hit whilst the target was about to undergo a hospital operation, and she very successfully managed to kill the person she had been contracted to execute, and then with the money returned to her native New Zealand. When she was back in her home country, she had an epiphany. She found God, and she returned to London to face up to the truth that it was she who had killed the particular victim. If she hadn't have confessed, we would never have been able to have worked out who the perpetrator was in that particular case.
what guarantees the impunity, what makes also these hitmen so strong, and their principles as well, is the fact that they can count on the law of silence.
And it's almost as if there's a professional etiquette on behalf of the killer that they don't reveal who it is that contracted the hit.
It's difficult maybe to find the evidence that can allow you to prosecute a case. It is the world of a shadow where politics, economics, and organized crime come together.
Hitmen for me are amongst the most instrumental killers I've ever had to talk to or work with. I'm pretty unshockable in relation to men who have committed serious and violent crimes. And with contract killers, what shocked me most was just simply how ordinary these men were.
And one thing that really caught my attention is the coldness that you see in their look.
The three general reasons why someone might be a victim of a hitman or have a contract put out on them are the same reasons why most crimes are committed: money, love, power.
Murder Incorporated, they had a way of sending a message. So, for instance, if they were killing someone that was kind of considered a sexual pervert.
Expand the crime scene.